Hi, in today's session, we are going to learn a very interesting point called as accordion. But before we begin with today's discussion, let me tell you some of the problems associated with previous things that we have learned. Suppose you want to have some data on your website. Like suppose if you want to have at least 10 to 20 questions and their answers, we generally call this section as FAQs, that is frequently asked questions. So in order to create that section, what we would do, we would come to our website and we would to take a text module. In order to enter the data over here, what I will do, I will take the demo data from Lorem Ipsum. Okay, so this is the first paragraph that I will copy and I'll paste it over here. So just assume that this is my first question. What is your name? Instead of taking the module again and copying and pasting the data, okay, what I will do, I'll directly duplicate this one in order to save time for the demonstration purpose. So what I'll do, I'll again click on duplicate. I'll write here what is, where do you live, okay, like this. What do you do, okay, what is your educational background, okay. Just assume that I'm having such kind of some data on my website. Now whenever you are having a lot of data on a single page, people will basically not be interested to read your data, okay. In this case, the problem is that people need to scroll down to see what all questions you have and what all answers you have given for those questions. So this is little bit a time consuming and tedious and daunting process. So I can fit the same data in a different way. Okay, see what we have seen, whenever you have a lot of data on a single page, people will not be interested to read your data. So today in this session we will see how to fit a lot of data on a single page without making the people afraid of that data. So let's get started. What I'll do, I'll come to the bottom of the page, I'll click on the plus button, I'll take Accordion Module. So I'll click on add module. Whenever you have accordion, there are two things that are compulsory. The first one is accordion title and the second one is accordion content. Basically accordion title is going to be the data or going to be the line where you'll be having up the question. For example, what is your name? This will come in the accordion title, and within the accordion content I'll write my name is Amol Manohar Mirze. Okay, see you have all of the formatting options available over here that were available for the text module. So if you want to format the content from the accordion module, you can format it very easily. Moving down, okay, I will add another question. So you don't need to again go over here and take an accordion module. That is wrong. Just what you have to do, whatever question you have written, okay, just scroll down. At the bottom you will see up a new option called as add new. Simply click on that add new and within the accordion title write the second question. For example, where do you live? Okay, and the answer to this question is going to be I live in Jaisingpur, okay, India. Suppose if I want to add one more question, what I will do, I'll again come down, I'll again click on add new, and I'll add the third one. What is your salary? I have 50,000 salary. Okay, so in this way you can add as many questions as you want. Okay, now I'll click this done. I'll close this button and I'll click on save. Now just see what has happened. See, previously in order to see the questions you need to scroll down, but when you come to this section you can see a large number of questions over here because they are occupying less space. But now there is a little bit problem to this accordion. By default we don't know that this section is going to expand. Why? Because there is no visual clue for the end user. So in order to give a visual clue to the end user, you need to make some of the changes to the accordion module. What we have to do is just open the accordion module. Okay, at the bottom, okay, you will have two icons. One is the closed icon and the second one is opened icon. So click on the closed icon, click on the plus button, and over here within the search box that appears, right here plus, because whenever it is plus, whenever the accordion you want to expand, you have to give the plus, and when the accordion is open you have to give it as minus. I'll click on done. I'll click on save. Now when a person looks at this, he can easily come to know that there is something that is going to happen when I click on it. Okay, for example, when I click on this, it is going to expand. When I click on the second question, and the same will happen when I click on the third question. But in order to make the visual clue still more interactive and still more easier for the end user, what we can do, I'll click on the edit, and according to the rules of our company, the first question, that the first accordion should always be open. Remember, according to the rules of our company, the first accordion should always be open. And then click on save, and then click on save. See, now whenever the page will load, by default this will be opened. So this gives up a very nice visual clue to the customer that there is, you have to click on the plus sign, and there is something that response that you'll see after clicking on the plus sign. So once again we will turn on the builder. We'll come down, we'll click on the edit icon. Okay, now when you scroll down, you'll have the option called as layout. This is the layout, and this one, the first layout option is called as continuous panels, and the second option is called as separated panels. Okay, in order to make the difference very clear, I'll purposefully change the color of those one, and we'll also delete this module because it is disturbing us. Okay, so what I have done, I have clicked on this one. Okay, the first one color is this one, and we will purposefully change the color of the second accordion to somewhat this one. Now see, the first accordion that we have chosen, for that we will keep the layout as continuous panels, and for the second one we'll keep as separated panels. Now you can easily see the difference. The first one of blue color is continuous panels and the second one is separated panels. Now you can see the difference between the two. Within the first accordion there is no spacing between the first accordion title and the second accordion title. But whereas you see the bottom accordion, there is spacing between the first accordion title and the second one. Between each and every accordion title there is space. Okay, so this is the basic difference between accordion layout. According to the rules of our company, what we usually prefer is the first one, continuous panels. See, you can have both the layouts, continuous panels and separated panels, but according to the rules of our company, at present we are using continuous panels. Suppose there are some situations in which the client wants separated panels, you can go for it, that's not a big deal, but most probably we usually use continuous panels. Okay, now we'll move to the second point called as toggle mode. Okay, see now what I'll do, I'll keep the first one, the toggle mode of the first one is toggle and the of the second one is accordion. Okay, now we will try to see what is the difference between them. I'll click on close. See now the first one is toggle. Okay, if I click on the second, by default the first accordion title is open. If I click on the second one, the first accordion is open as well as the second one is open. If I click on the third, even that one is open. Okay, so this is the toggle mode. As many accordion titles and their content can be open at the same time. But when you come to the second one, and if I click on the second question, it will close the first one. If I click on the third, it will close the remaining one. So what is the meaning of this accordion? That at a time only one accordion can be opened in the second section, whereas within the first one you can keep as many open as you want. Suppose if I want to keep the first open, yeah, it is open, second one is open, third one is also open. It means we can keep as many accordion titles as open. But whereas in this second case, if I click on the first one, the third one will be automatically closing. So this is the use of the toggle modes. Okay, so there are basically two toggle modes. Which are those? One is called as toggle and the second one is called as accordion. Okay, the first one is called as toggle and the second one is called as accordion. So we have seen the layout. The concept of layout is very clear, that there are continuous panels as separated panels. The second mode we have seen is toggle and accordion. There is a question mark for the help. If you click on this, they have given very nice help. Toggle means only clicked is toggle. Whichever item is clicked, that is only toggled. Accordion will collapse all but keep clicked item expanded. Okay, within the accordion module only the clicked item will be expanded. So we have seen both these options. So till now what we have seen is what is meant by accordion title, what is meant by accordion content, what are these settings open and close, we have seen those settings. We have seen add new, what is the purpose of add new. Then we have seen layout. There are two types of layout, one is the continuous panels and the second one is separated panels. Then afterwards we have seen toggle mode. There are two toggle modes, one is toggle and the second one is accordion. Out of these two, we basically use toggle mode as the company's default settings. Whatever standards our company has decided, I am telling you those standards. Then afterwards, suppose if I want to change the color of the accordion, so it is very easy, just click on any of the one. and the color of that one will be changed. So this is the color. Now we'll come to the appearance module. Okay, so within this appearance, what we can see is that there are many options: rounded, gradient, glossy, embossed, and shadow. Out of these all the options available, okay, I am telling you that you should never go for gradient and glossy, because it will make the text unreadable. Remember, you can use these three options possibly however you want, but you should never use these two options, gradient and glossy, because it will make the text unreadable. Okay, so what we have learned? We have learned accordion title, accordion content. What is this default? Open and close. By default, whenever the page is open, we can keep this accordion open or close. Okay, and it is not needed that the first accordion title should only be open. You can keep any accordion title open that you want. This add new help us to add up a new question. The layout, we have two layouts, one is continuous panels and the second one is separated panels. Within the continuous panels there is no spacing between the accordions, whereas within the separated panels there is spacing between each and every questions. Okay, toggle mode, there are two toggle modes, one is called as toggle, the second one is called as accordion. Okay, within the toggle mode, more than one accordions can be expanded at the same time, but whereas within the accordion only one can be expanded. When one is expanded, other items will be collapsed. Color helps to give us the color. Within the appearance section, what we have seen is that we can use many options, but we should never go for gradient and glossy, because it will make the text unreadable. But if the scenario is that the customer is forcing you to use the gradient colors or the glossy one, you can go for that kind of colors, not an issue. And the last one is icon. See, according to the standards of our company, we should only use these two icons. One is the plus and the second one is the minus. There are many icons over here, but for the sake of simplicity, we should only use those two. There are many icons over here, but we will not go for those one. We'll only use two icons. One is the plus and the second one is the minus. Okay, so this is everything about accordion. So before we close the session, let us revise what we have learned using the PowerPoint, the presentation that I have prepared yesterday. So the topic that we are discussing today is accordions. So let's see the definition. An accordion menu is a vertically stacked list of headers. See, we can arrange the menus in two directions. One is vertical and the second one is horizontal. So this accordion menu is vertically stacked. Okay, list of headers. We are arranging the headers one above the other. That can be clicked to reveal or hide content associated with them. We have already seen this concept that whenever the page is loaded for the first time, it will be hidden, and whenever the person clicks on the plus button or the accordion, the contents of that accordion will be revealed. The second, used to fill more information on a single page. Accordion is basically used to fill more data on a single page. So this is my favorite accordion module that I most probably use on most of my sites. The third option that we have seen is items can be expanded or collapsed. Yes, whenever we are going to click on the plus, the items are going to be expanded. Whenever we are going to click on the accordion again, it is going to be collapsed. The last point, let's decide what to read and what to ignore. During the first scene, when we used only the text module, it was compulsory for the end user to read all of the questions and their answers. But when we use the accordion module, it's totally dependent upon the user to decide which item the end user wants to read. What are the advantages of using the Accordion module? First of all, it minimizes scrolling because all the contents can be filled within a single screen, so it minimizes the scrolling. The headings serve as a mini information architecture of the page. Yeah, see, suppose whenever the students go for the examination, the teachers usually tell, first of all read all of the questions and then attempt the answers. So why this is basically told? Because the students are able to form up a mental model of the question and answers. In the same way, whenever you show all the questions to the end user, the end user will form up a frame within his brain as what kind of information is provided on this site. So this helps to allows the user to see a mental model of the information available. Hiding some of the content can make the web page appear less daunting. Suppose if you have a lot of information and people will come to your page, the information will be daunting, in the sense fearful. It will make them afraid. So if you want to make the people less daunting or make them happy, you should present a very less data in an easy to way manner, and for this purpose we use Accordion. And the last one point is Accordions can be a better alternative to within page links, which are problematic because they break people's mental model for hypertext links. People clicking a link will load a new page without proper cues. People are confused about where they are on the site. Okay, this last point you can skip, but most of the time remember that there are many advantages of Accordion. So whenever you create up a new project and if you have a lot of data, try to use the Accordion module. So basically Accordion has two input fields. One is the Accordion title, and for this we give the input as the question. The second one is Accordion title, and the input for this is usually the answer. Layout. There are two layouts. One is continuous panels and the second one is separated panels. For our company, we use continuous panels as the default standard. Toggle mode. There are two modes. One is toggle and the second one is accordion. Okay. Within the toggle mode, what happens? Only one clicked item is toggle. Means all the items can be expanded within the first one, and the second one is accordion. Will collapse all but will keep clicked item expanded. Within this, only one item can be expanded at a single time. So according to the standards of our company, toggle mode, the default value for that should be toggle. Appearance. Within the appearance, what we have seen is that we should never use gradient or glossy colors. Okay. And for the last option called as icon, we have seen for the closed icon we should use the plus sign. The code for that is ti-plus, and for the closed icon, opened icon, we can use minus, that is ti-minus. What does ti stands for? Ti stands for themify icon plus, ti themify icon plus, and ti means themify icon minus. So in this way you can choose the icons. Now the next point is color. Choose color as per website color theme or else keep it soft colored. See, we have seen that we can also color the accordion, but the question is how to choose the color, which color to choose. So basically you have to choose the color of the accordion based on the color theme of the website. Suppose there is you don't know what is the color theme of the end user, then you can keep it as soft colored. Don't try to use hard colors. Okay, if possible keep soft colors, but if the customer is having a particular kind of theme, then go for those colors. So in this way what we have seen today was accordion module. Okay, so if you have any questions or any doubts related to these accordion questions, you can give me a call on my number displayed on my website. I wish you all the very best and have a good luck. Thank you.